Brought to you by Refi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans today at yrefi.com/Ramsey.
I am 27 years old, and I just finished just completed Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and I have no idea what to do next financially at all.
I'm sorry. Wow. Are you working? Are you working?
Yeah, so right now I'm just bartending. I'm still trying to find a job in my career field in the meantime.
Which is what? What field is that?
I have a degree in chemistry, so I was working as a lab assistant, but it was a contract based, and my contract wasn't renewed. So,
what's the path, though? What's the ideal path that led you to a chemistry degree? Where do you want to be?
I thought I just wanted to be a chemist. I'm not sure if that's still what I want to do at the moment.
Well, I'm not worried about the moment, but I am trying to think about this long-term play because now you're rebuilding your life. So is chemistry off the table, a career in chemistry off the table, or is it still on the table?
It's still on the table. Still on the table.
What's that income look like? What would be a top income in your field?
Usually like around 70,000, 80,000.
Okay. So, Ray, what happened? Why'd you file bankruptcy?
I was married, and we divorced, and I also lost my contract job, so I just had a lot of debt, and I just stopped paying for everything, and I felt like there wasn't any other options to do except file Chapter 7.
Okay. What was the debt?
I had a car loan for about $35,000. It was about $15,000 in credit card debt, and my student loans, which is about $60,000.
And they're not bankruptable.
Well, I actually was able to get them discharged. Actually.
Oh, they're private. They're private student. They're private student loans. Then. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. So when I was 28 many years ago, I filed bankruptcy, Chapter 7. I lost everything, and I went through it. It was very painful, and a lot of shame that I had failed because I had, and it took some of my confidence away. And so the way I chose to react to that was to do an autopsy on my stupidity and say, what put me here? What are the things I believed that were obvious lies that put me here? You follow me? In other words, if you're going to go through that kind of crap, at least learn the lessons, right? At least pass the test. If this is a test, at least pass the test. So you never go back for those reasons. So you bought an education you couldn't afford, you bought a car you couldn't afford, and you had no savings. So when you went through a job loss and a divorce, everything came tumbling down because you had a lot of debt and no money. Does that sound right?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's the CSI on your deal. So how do we recover from that? Well, we do the opposite of that. We pile up cash and we have no debt. And that's what I've been doing now for 35 years. It worked too, by the way. Good news. So next time you need a car, you pay cash for it or you don't buy it. The next time you need to take a class, you pay cash for it or you don't buy it. The next time you need to ... fill in the blank, stupid American thing we do, and don't do it unless you pay cash for it. And part of my written monthly budget for the rest of my life, from age 30 to age 64 today, has been the first line in my budget is giving. I'm a Christian and I tithe to my local church. That's the first thing that happens to money when it comes to us. The second thing that happens is savings. And then we eat. We're always going to give, and we're always going to save, and we're always going to eat. But we don't purchase crap while we've not been generous and while we've not saved money. These are basic principles, and they're kind of common sense if you think about it. But no one does them, Ray, and that's why most people are broke. This is how you recover, kiddo. And you do what Ken's talking about, and you start. Let's get your career in business. Okay, you're not you're not tending bar because it's what was your goal when you were 16 years old. You're tending bar because that's where you're hiding while you're recovering from these wounds of a lost job, a bankruptcy, and a divorce. You've had 3 major blows emotionally. So I want you to come out of the cave and go be who Ray's supposed to be, which is a chemist making $100,000 a year, or whatever it is you want to do. I don't care. But God made you to go do something. So let's get that figured out, because that's going to bring you in more money than you're making now, more satisfaction than you're making now. And then you can start saving and giving and avoiding debt going forward with a plan. Is that all that makes sense?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Ray, I just want to add that, Dave, I'm curious to know what you would say to this, having walked through this yourself. But Ray, I've got a friend of mine, he's a big fitness expert, and he says, exhaust the body, tame the mind. And I think there's a bit of a truth there for you in this situation, in the form of not necessarily working out, but I think you need to be working as much as you can. I'd like to see you make the transition into your field, because that's your greatest potential for income. But whether you're working at a bar or you're working 3 or 4 jobs right now, I think you need a mental win. And I think you do it 2 ways. You're working so hard that you have nothing else going on, and you're piling up cash, as Dave says, because I think you need the emotional win. And I think you need the mental win and not beat yourself up anymore. I think you need to see yourself establish that bank account and get it growing, and watch yourself get some momentum of putting cash in the bank, so that you convince yourself, I can actually do this. I'm not a moron. I'm not the only person that's ever gone bankrupt. Dave Ramsey has, and he's done well since. So I just think that would be my encouragement to you. Stay busy right now. Be as busy as you can, not to detach, but to grow from this, and to exhaust your work body and your work mind, so that you can say, hey, I'm actually winning, and I can build myself back up. I can come out of these ashes. That would be my recommendation. I think that's the best thing coming off of a big loss.
Amen.
Because I think it's traumatic.
Well, and what happens is you start getting some wins, and it rebuilds your confidence. That's part of answering the question, how do I recover?
That's it.
Is you rebuild your confidence. I had to. And it worked. Amy is in Dallas. Hi, Amy. How are you?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
Hi, I was just curious. Is it up to the employer's discretion to allow or not allow a conversion from traditional 401k to Roth 401k? I've asked multiple times, and my answer has been they don't do it.
If the the employer sets the rules of the 401k in place, some do not have a Roth option.
Mine does. Mine does have both. So I've since done contributing to Roth, but I was hoping to.
I mean, your company offers a Roth 401k and a regular 401k.
Yes, sir.
Then it is not up to the employer's discretion. They're telling you they won't let you do it?
Correct. Like, huh.
That's weird.
Okay.
It's not their money. And they have rules that they have the place to put the rules in place, but and if they chose not to have a Roth option, they can do that for everyone. But they can't look at you and say, "No, you can't do this." Is this a small employer?
No, corporate America. Huge.
You need to get above this idiot's head. Somebody in HR is making a huge mistake. No, they do not have the right to deny you. If they're offering the plan to everyone, they're offering the plan to everyone. You can't say some employees can do this and some can't. It's not the way 401k rules work. So I think you got to dig into this and learn a little bit more. There's something weird here. Why Refi? Refinances delinquent private student loans for struggling borrowers. Learn more at yrefy.com/Ramsey.